Hello and welcome to Lurchergallery Productions. We're trying a different format now with a cracking show and tell of my Space Marine armour that I have been working on. Made of fiberglass, which I will tell you about in a bit. Cool, but there's a lot of problems that go with it. I have also been creating a variety of weaponry that I shall show you. Most of which is not 100% finished. I have a terrible problem with finishing projects. I lose interest in stuff, so I figured if I stuck it online, it would maybe entice me to actually get it finished. We have the legs. It's all done through with corrugated cardboard. The helmet, that's what I wanted to show you. Space Wolf helmets, the wolf type ones. They're the coolest. We know this. This is why I had to make one. Luckily enough, Game of Thrones had not long been out, and they had a Stark mask in cardboard that you could buy from the works. So I bought it, and I just stuck the front half of the mask to the back half of a cardboard marine helmet. And again, that's just hot glued cardboard and fiberglass. The only problem is, now that it's set nice and hard, it's just a little bit too narrow for my head, so I have to squish my ears in there. But it fits. And that's the important thing. And then I got it, ow. Probably put some softening in there because that's a bit rough and spiky. That's the other problem with fiberglass. The weaponry. You saw the bolt pistol. 3D printed. If you have like a week to spend on your 3D printer just printing away, and it wasn't an easy print, and the handle was too small, so this is a taping handle from a box taper thing that they use in warehouses. That's why it's got no trigger. But we'll just imagine there's one there. That'll be fine. We'll imagine that, and you won't tell anyone, because we have this. If we have any troubles, the trusty bolter. This one is built around a Nerf gun. I'd had to ditch the, it was a Stampede, so it had all the D cells. I had to ditch all those because they weigh too much and the arse end stuck out too much. And I've replaced it with a smaller battery pack that runs on radio controlled car batteries, which I can't find at the moment, so I can't let you hear it firing, but 'tis Nerf or nothing. That's the advert, isn't it? Not sponsored. And it also fires from here, not the actual barrel, because the gun barrel's higher in there. I gave it the pistol grip because you can wheel it with one hand, and that just looks cool when your Marines like for the All Father, not the Emperor. With Space Wolves here. And as Space Wolves, you have to have your chainsword. Now this one, once I get it to turn, it needs a better battery, motor, sorry. It was made from a child's, toy chainsaw, and connects chains, and I think the chain is just a little too heavy with too much drag for the little meager motor that used to pull a silver set of beads round. So there will be more work on that. I have to pop this side off and figure out what's wrong. I will do a video when I play around with that, but I 3D printed the skull for the end. Same as the one on the chest plate. And the other option was to put a load of gore around it so it looks like it's so clogged with alien flesh that it can't turn. That might be. Now I'm no good with wiring, so I just literally took the kid's toy apart, lifted out the wiring loom, stuck it all in, including the original trigger from the toy, and the speakers and everything, and then just worked it out with a connects chain to attach the teeth to it. Stick that down there. Ugh. The hinges, because the legs aren't attached as yet, it's easier to put them on the harness separately. I still haven't quite worked out how the sequence of getting into it, because you need a servant, a skald, or somebody else to help get you in there, a thrall. But those are the hinges. That's for the arms. Ugh. The jumper bit doesn't fit in there very well, and I've got to do some more trimming around there. But you have to be all screwed in to fit it, which makes it really awkward because the inside's rough and prickly at times. And I've still got to work out what to do. I have also fiberglassed the elbow bits, but I'm not pleased with the way they've come out, so they need to be reworked. They came out way too chunky. I have those somewhere, but I can't find them at the moment. And I will have the junk plate and dumper cover, which the Marines have, obviously. They need those for protection. And I've got various foam bits that'll fit, like, in and give some extra detail and texture on the insides with the knees and around the neck. The shoes, I shall show you the shoes before we go. Big shoes, like size 12 feet anyway, but these are much bigger, and they are just, they're very full of dust, but it's plywood, hinged, foam to stop it bashing, and then that's the card and the filler on top. It has a slight bit where you can move it. It was supposed to be more bend, but it didn't work out so well. And it's just a pair of slip-on shoes inside, and they're on wooden blocks. Now these shoes worked out at several kilos each, so I've had to take the blocks and kind of drill through with the big drill bits to hollow them out as much, and I've drilled lots of holes to try and thin out the weight on the things, and I think I've got them down to like a kilo and a bit each, or maybe 2 kilos each. I don't know. I'll do a weigh of those and we'll see how much it all weighs at some point later. We will later on, either in this video or in another one, do a semi-show putting on and a walk around, and well, I hope to hear from you and get some cool suggestions for the All-Father, and let's hope I don't lose interest in it too much or too soon. So keep me inspired, please, so that I can get this finished and have another one of my projects that I actually have managed to get completed. Oh, I haven't mentioned my backpack. Well, thank you for reminding me.
You have to copy it. I'll do this. Okay,
I didn't have this. I still had it in the other room. My Space Marine backpack. For those of you who know, these are Poundland punch bowls, the little cheap plastic ones. They had a 3D print for some nice vents that somebody had put up on Yegi, and I did a couple of nice Celtic wolves for sitting on the front. I haven't quite worked out how I'm going to mount it. It just has the flat back, but since the Marine armour has the flat bit, I will probably do a bit so it just slides down and locks on, like a couple of brackets with a base piece, so it slides down. Likewise, if anybody has any better suggestions of ways to fix it on, I had liked the idea of some piping coming from it that connected up, because you get that in a lot of the pictures. Oh, incidentally, the Marine armour, I can't squeeze into it, so it has to be in 2 halves, like the old He-Man armour. Ah, He-Man. Sorry. Reminiscing. And as a Space Wolf, if I go to Comic-Cons, well, you've got to store like sandwiches and stuff. Space Wolves always take sandwiches with them. I have a little container to put things in, you know, banana, sandwiches, little Space Wolf flask, everything a Space Wolf needs. And again, you can see it's just like, I don't know, an IKEA box or something in there, and some foam to hold it in place. It'll be good to see you next time. If you have any ideas of how I should connect the arms, or like for what to use for an undersuit, I thought of maybe one of those corset things for the waist bit. Send in your ideas, let me know, please, because I stop and procrastinate for months when I get to an idea that I don't know what I'm going to do. So please get in contact and help. And yes, we shall be back with more videos. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you again. Please like and subscribe as well.